y'all. Hope everybody's having a great Friday so far. Coming up toward the end of the week here. I'm actually doing pretty good. It's been kind of hectic lately right now, just dealing with some family stuff, but that's starting to wind down a little bit here. Many of y'all know the situation with that. My grandmother's health issues were getting rid of a lot of stuff that she used to have to buy and resell. So hopefully we'll have everything cleared out sometime this weekend, if not the first of next week. And then maybe things will be back to somewhat, mostly normal for me, y'all, with my schedule and things like that, and my self-care. I've actually been kind of slacking a little bit on my self-care, to be honest, y'all. That I normally do. I do a lot more than this, by the way, just coming on here. This is part of my self-care too. But yeah, so hopefully next week I'll be able to get back to my normal routine with everything. And yeah, looking forward to that. So I want to officially welcome everyone to the Daily Reader podcast on the Turnings Journey YouTube channel, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. That's the goal, y'all. We meet on here daily at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for content and podcast episodes. If you like the content, be sure to give me a thumbs up and share with your friends and family. I'd really appreciate the support, y'all. I put a lot of time and effort into this stuff, so yeah. So it's I always mention it's y'all's channel and podcast as much as it is mine. So I'm always open to feedback, suggestions, questions, comments, all that good stuff. So go ahead this morning. Go ahead and just get to a stopping point in whatever you have going on right now, and just we're gonna slow things down a little bit. So I'll get somewhere that's safe, where you can be comfortable for the next few minutes. And while you're doing that, I'm going to light the candle this morning. Signifies purity and cleansing. Color white. Also want to let y'all know, muscadines are in. So if y'all want some, reach out to me. Right now I got a 10-gallon order I got to fulfill for somebody. But I should still have some left after that. I got a couple other people wanting some as well, but I'll sell them till they're gone, or till the animals get them, whichever one's first. I'm doing the best I can to get all that I can, though. Do it every year. I took over last year. My grandmother told me to start selling them, so that's what I do. So these things are absolutely delicious, y'all. I have purple ones and I also have green ones. End of commercial, y'all. Okay. Alright, so y'all should be Should have had enough time to get where you need to be at this morning. So go ahead and just close your eyes if it's comfortable doing so for you. Just take some slow, deep breaths, breathing in your nose and out your mouth. Like I mentioned, we're going to slow things down. We live in an insanely fast-paced society these days, especially if you live in a big city like New York City or something like that. I live out in the country a little bit, but even so, with social media, everything's still can be fast-paced. So I do my best to slow it down and be present in my life every day. Be present in the reality of everything going on in my life, everything around me, everything with me. And as you're breathing, just let yourself get more and more relaxed. You're going to feel the body relaxing more and more. Continue breathing, focusing on the breath today. Breathing in the nose, out the mouth. As you're breathing, just notice the breath. Put your intention on the breath. How it sounds, how it feels coming in your mouth, going out your nose. Coming in your nose, going out your mouth. And also what it does for you. Notice that as well. Calming you down, lowering the cortisol levels, getting out of fight or flight, freeze or fawn, and getting into a more relaxed rest, relaxation, and digest. Obviously food digests regardless, right? But that's what the nervous system has a couple different parts. And the one we're focusing on is the one for more relaxation. The digestion can be optimized, I'll say that. And the more restful, relaxed state. Continue breathing. Getting ready to do the acceptance prayer, but before that, we'll do our final breath. So take it in through the nose, breathe in as deep as you can. And then on the exhale, let it out audibly, releasing any tension that might still be holding on to the body. And prayer. Acceptance is the answer to all of my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact in my life, unacceptable to me, and I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. I could reword that, y'all, and say exactly the way it is at this moment. But I'll just leave it as is. That's how it was when I found it. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my addiction, my wife, my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. You can substitute this, y'all, for anything you want to. My car that's broken down right now, my negative thinking or sick thinking. I cannot stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. So y'all, start our reading here at September the 12th. I can still hear my sponsor's voice as she suggested that I feel my feelings. Trusting her, I obediently began to feel. Uncomfortable emotions surfaced. I thought I had to come to Al-Anon to get rid of the pain, not to increase it. As I kept coming back, I realized the message in my alcoholic home, as I had learned, was don't feel. Whenever I expressed anger, fear, or sadness, I was told that I shouldn't feel that way. Consequently, I grew up with the distrust, not only of my feelings, but also of my entire being. If I shouldn't feel what I was feeling, then something was terribly wrong with me. To keep my emotions in check, I had learned to focus elsewhere. School, overworking, promiscuity, can't pronounce that, and experimenting with drugs or alcohol. Nothing, however, worked as well as trying to control the uncontrollable addiction. I focused all of my attention and energy on the crisis at hand and lost myself in it. Al-Anon helped me heal this insane self-denial by providing me with a safe place to get to know my emotional self. I saw others share their feelings at meetings, and slowly I started to reveal mine. No one criticized me or told me I shouldn't feel anything. Al-Anon gave me concrete tools for dealing with these newly felt emotions. The slogans helped me respond appropriately at the moment. Particular feelings arose, and step 4 through 6 let me take a deeper look at them. Then I could decide which ones I wanted to keep, such as joy and serenity, and which ones I wanted to release, such as fear and resentment. I'm going to read that again, y'all. That's powerful. Then I could decide which ones I wanted to keep, such as joy and serenity, and which ones I wanted to release, such as fear and resentment. Thought for the day: Al-Anon gives me a safe environment to experience and let go of the painful feelings I hold deep inside of me. We will begin to feel and will come to know the vastness of our emotions, but we will not be slaves to them. And that's from the book From Survival to Recovery, page 269. Wow, y'all. This is it's a really good reading here. I don't really think growing up, for the most part, I was allowed to feel my emotions, so I can't relate to this a whole lot. I did have maybe one occasion, and my dad told me if I smiled again, he'd give me something to smile about, or if I cried again, he'd give me something to cry about. But that only happened, from what I remember, that only happened a couple times maybe in my childhood. It wasn't like an all-the-time thing to not feel my emotions. So I did feel my emotions a lot growing up, y'all, and even now. But I did notice sometimes I did escape from feeling some of my emotions sometimes. Because when I lived with my alcoholic stepdad at the time, I did have a lot of fear. I felt a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic. And I could only take so much, y'all. I did the best I could. And then when I hit puberty and started masturbating, that was a solution for me, right? I didn't really turn to drugs and alcohol. A lot of other people have turned to drugs and alcohol. Thank God I didn't do that. I think I'd be dead by now if I did, to be honest. As many times as I've masturbated, y'all. But sorry, y'all, if that's offensive to any of y'all or triggering any of y'all. I'm just expressing myself. So I do the best I can. With that, I'm not going to go into any specific situations, any kind of specific sexual acts or nothing like that. I promise you I won't do that, y'all, because that can be more triggering for a lot of people, myself included, right? So I'll stay out of that arena. I know we got males and females on here, both. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I did learn sometimes to work a lot and get out of the house, which I think was a good thing. I turned some toxicity into doing some positive things for the world and community. I did a lot of volunteer work growing up, from the ages of probably 14 to 18. Volunteer EMS, volunteer junior firefighter. I also even did some volunteer law enforcement work as well. I probably did that I don't know, 4 or 5 years probably. But did do that. I don't think I turned into a workaholic. I do work a lot. I'm not lazy. However, I do like to lay around from time to time and rest and be lazy on some occasions, right? But it's not like a recurring pattern like all the time in my life, y'all. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of the reading today. But I do notice that sometimes I do resort to anger. I do resort to fear sometimes. And so I've been working on letting that go. More surrendering, y'all, I think has been best for me. Just if I get angry, but I let it go within a couple hours, right? People don't realize how easy letting go and surrendering is, though. A lot of people's like, no, I can't do it. I'm freaking pissed off with this person. They did this, they did that. They're a fucking asshole. Excuse my language, y'all. Whatever, right? This person's being a prick. Regardless of what that other person's doing, y'all, right? I have to focus on myself. I can't control another person. I can only control myself. I can have my boundaries around what I'm going to tolerate, what I'm not going to tolerate. I can say no when I mean no, and I can say yes if I want to say yes to other people's requests, right? But doing all that, I could still choose. I'm gonna grab a pencil here, y'all, a pen, I should say, to show y'all how easy letting go is, y'all. A lot of people, we get in our egos and we get stuck in holding on to resentments against other people, which usually in the form of anger, frustration, which is form of anger. But if you have an emotion, y'all, like anger, whatever it is, fear, just imagine it's that pen, okay? You can literally let that go as simple as I can drop this pen. I'm not saying it's always easy, because a lot of times we want to stuck in our pain, stuck in our hurt, and stuck in our victim mentality, poor me, pitiful me, whatever, right? But when I choose to, I can take that anger, that resentment, that fear, sadness, not to say not to feel your emotions, y'all, right? You want to feel your emotions, but once they're felt fully, I believe they can be let go as easy as I'm going to drop this pen right here. Just let it go. What's the point in continuing to hold on to negative emotions? Some people don't label negative and positive emotions. I typically do, because I believe Al-Anon does. A lot of the readings that I read from Al-Anon and 12 Steps does actually label positive and negative emotions. Like we just read in here, right? I can keep the emotions such as joy and serenity and decide which ones I want to release, such as fear and resentment. So I trust y'all got a lot out of today's podcast. If you coming on here, see if you all coming on here now, a little later, I definitely would encourage you to go back and watch today's. You don't want to miss it. And I look forward to seeing y'all again tomorrow, y'all. Y'all go out and make it a great Friday. And as always, y'all, peace and love.